Hello, welcome back to the Minus the Rumors podcast. It is Saturday, July the 25th, and we have a great show for you tonight. I am Linz with Not Quite Nerds, and I have Zero the Unwise, also known as Ed from Zero Plays Games. I am also joined by Crimson. Dano unfortunately could not be here tonight. He did have to work. We do have an interesting story coming up first in gaming. Zero, if you could tell me what the Flock is about and why it is so interesting.
The Flock is a new indie survival horror game. It is going to be released later this year. It's been in development for the last 2 years. Basically, the plot of the game is all these people in this online world are looking for something called a light artifact, which emits a beam of light. Now, this light artifact will kill other players as well as the hostile zombie-like bad guys. I couldn't remember the word for, a mob. That's the Minecrafter in me. Anyway, there's an interesting sale point to this game. The game is going to be released with a certain number of copies available to purchase. But every time a player dies, one file is removed, basically, from the online server. And when that file hits 0, the game will no longer be purchasable or playable by anyone. Because it is an online first-person indie horror survival game. When the population hits 0, everyone who's bought the game will be able to participate in what Vogelsap, who is creating the game, what they're calling a cinematic finale. In other words, you won't be able to interact with it. You'll just be able to watch it. And after this cinematic finale, the game will go offline permanently, no longer be playable. So I'm worried that it's going to be an expensive game, or B, nobody's going to buy it in the first place. But that's just speculation on my part, which, does not go with our podcast at all because we are Minus the Rumors.
Yeah.
But they have not released the purchase price of the game yet, which makes me think it's going to be a very expensive game. It's going to be set in the year 3000. Earth is basically just going to be a wasteland at that point. Horrible pollution has blocked out the sun, and humanity is pretty much dead. You play as a new breed of monster known as the Flock, and you are prospering until a new race called the Carrier shows up. Now, when you, one member of the Flock, get this light artifact, if you hold it long enough, you will transform into the Carrier, and that is how you win the game. Now, only one player in the entire world can hold the light artifact at once, which is why the light artifact emits a beam of light that will kill the Flock. So, if you stay out a distance of it, you're safe. If not, well, hopefully the person holding the light artifact doesn't see you, and you can kill them and take it for yourself so that you can win the game.
So this is kill the man with the ball, except the ball is a light artifact.
Exactly.
The game is not that expensive, which hopefully it's not, then I would definitely partake in this, which is basically an experiment of gaming.
Right.
Yeah, it really is. And I've never seen anything like it before.
It has been called a video gamer's social experiment too, because you could also form a band of players, and basically you have a flock protecting one member of the flock who's carrying the light artifact, slowly becoming a carrier, and you're trusting this person with this light artifact to not kill you.
Right.
But once they win, they drop the light artifact, because once you're a carrier, apparently you don't turn back into a regular flock species. So then the next can pick it up and hopefully not kill the rest of the flock.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting, and I can't wait until it drops. I don't know if I'm going to play it myself, but I imagine I will watch countless hours of it being played.
Oh yeah.
Actually, they are not. When the Flock's population hits 0, I'm kind of wondering, is this people who buy it the first day? Is there a time period that they're going to sell it, and then, because in the description it says the first player to touch the light artifact transforms into the carrier, who then becomes the hunted. I just don't know how it's going to work. I guess that's the point.
Right. It's, there's a lot of unknowns about it. Like I said, it's been in development for the last 2 years. Maybe they'll change their mind before it releases in October. Who knows?
Maybe.
I kind of wonder if there's going to be groups of people that band together and kind of form alliances to keep the game in play.
But once again, guys, that is The Flock. It is going to be released by Vogelsap. You can look them up online. I'll make sure there's a link in the description. If you guys want more information on the game, be sure to check it out there.
So, Dark Souls 3 combat is going to be taking some cues from Bloodborne. For you that don't know, Dark Souls 3 will be releasing in 2016 on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and the PC. It's that game that will make you rage quit a million times over.
Or scare you.
Basically, yes. Dark Souls is going to have... It already has an incredibly huge attack move set, but now it's going to have even a larger one with a little bit more elegance and whatnot that takes from the Bloodborne games. So, just more faster, swifter, graceful attacks. Just a extensive alternative. So,
Okay, so basically, if you like Bloodborne, if you like Dark Souls, then you're really, really going to love Dark Souls 3.
Because they gonna make a baby.
So, Shenmue 3, the third installment of Shenmue, has broken a record. They are now gaming's highest funded Kickstarter. But there are some questions about what is going to happen next, because this does not guarantee that this game is going to be made. This is a Sony game, and of course it has 2 previous installments. It goes back a while, but the budget for the original installment of Shenmue was $50 million. So $6 million is not really lighting a candle to that, even though the popularity of this is obviously just insane. The game earned its first $2 million on the Kickstarter launch within 9 hours. So people were waiting for this launch, and they were eager to donate. At E3 this year, Sony did say they are going to be funding part of this game, but the question is, how much? Is the game going to be made with a smaller budget, or is Sony going to pony up a lot of money, or is there another option there? So it will be one of those wait and see things, but they are hoping to release in December of 2017. So maybe next year, minus the rumors, might have more information about how we are going to fund this game.
Right. So Shenmue is also, you can catch up with the story too if you haven't played Shenmue 1 or Shenmue 2. It's covered. It's a manga series, I'm coming to find out. So you can read the books, and Shenmue 3 is supposed to start at chapter 6 of the Shenmue manga, which is kind of neat. I have not played either the first or the second.
I have not either, but I know that Shenmue, the manga, has 11 chapters in total, I think. So there's the potential for beyond Shenmue 3.
Right.
yes.
But if I was to play, if any of us were to play 3 without having ever seen 1 or 2, it's easy enough just to go get a book and read the first 5 chapters and pick up a video
Right,
game and know
right. Because
exactly what's going on.
yeah, the first one came out on Sega, so that might be the easier option.
Yeah. I think I still have a Genesis around here somewhere. I don't think I have a TV anymore with an actual coaxial input, though, to hook the Genesis to.
How long do you think it would take to play all 3 Shenmue games?
I don't know. How long would it take to play all of the games you own currently? Well, there is a new website for stuff like that. Actually, it's called How Long to Beat Steam. I've used howlongtobeat.com. Not that kind of beat. I've used howlongtobeat.com for my YouTube side job hobby. My side jobby. Currently, I'm looking at new Let's Plays and things like that, but I want to know how long the game actually is before I purchase it or before I start to play it. Let's face it, you can only retain audience for so long on a certain series. So, I use How Long to Beat to see how long a game is, what the average time to play it is for, the campaign, the side missions, things like that. If you've ever wondered how long to beat your entire Steam library, though, you go to howlongtobeatsteam.com and you can plug in your Steam profile ID and it will calculate how long to beat your entire Steam library to main missions, side missions, completionist level if you were a zombie playing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I've ran all of MTR. I've ran all of our numbers. They're kind of scary, honestly. Wow, I just kicked my desk. For me to beat my entire Steam library to completionist level at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I would have to spend 5 months, 1 week, 5 days, and 16 hours in front of my computer. Continuously.
Wow.
It's quite ridiculous, actually.
I'm nowhere near that bad.
No, you're really not. I own quite a few Steam games. In the low, I think just over 100. Maybe less. I have actually removed things from my Steam library. But there's also a calculator in here. I'm going to run it right now. Let's see here. I'm a male, born in 1984. Let's say I get really busy with life, and I can only spend 1 hour a week playing any games in my Steam. And if I want to complete my complete Steam library, I will die and still have 29.76 years left of games to play in my Steam library to completely 100% everything. That's all achievements, all DLC, everything. Now, let's say I can go 4 hours a week to completionist level. I won't die. And I'll still live for 27.39 years. In other words, I have hundreds of hours, hundreds, if not thousands of hours. I don't plan on, living to be 100, but 80 surely is not out of reach. I would have 23 years left of my life. So if I played 4 hours a week, I would probably be, 65, 60, maybe 55 before I finish. It's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. There's also demographics in here about your play style that they see, or that are calculated, and that's the genres that you tend to play the most. It's all cut into pie charts. Playtime by the Metacritic score of the game, playtime by release date of the game. Like most of the games that I play were released between 2010 and 2019. Or 2019. Newer games, 2010, less than 5 years old. I have played 8 hours of games from the 90s. I've played 257 hours of games released in the 2000 to 2009 era. And then that breaks into playtime by type of game, mod or game.
I play a lot of action adventure games.
Yes.
Would you
Almost
guys
all of mine is action adventure.
would you guys mind if I posted our links in the description to this as well?
No.
Awesome. They'll be there, guys.
And I, for Zero, it takes 5 months and something for me to completionist in my Steam library. It's 3 months, 3 weeks, and 19 hours
As a zombie.
Yeah.
as a zombie.
As a zombie, I could complete my library in 1 month, 4 days, and 3 hours. I'm pretty sure I could stay awake and do that. Actually, I would be cranky.
Playing 24 hours a day. No bathroom breaks, no food. Your brother, too, would actually be 1 month, 1 week, 6 days, and 12 hours. So, yeah, that is doable. I'm going to have to buy you guys some Steam games for Christmas.
Oh gosh. We like to finish things before we start new things.
Look for the links in the description on our YouTube video. I will try to get them up on Twitch as well. I will try.
Well, that will bring us to the end of our gaming section of the podcast tonight. If you are just joining us, we're Minus the Rumors, a gaming tech podcast, a little bit of, sports and pop mixed in. But if you want to see more of this, then check out the links below here for Twitter, Facebook, Votable, and YouTube. Be sure to follow us and check us out if you missed anything or want a replay of something. And yeah.
Be sure to tell your friends, too. We always love having new people replying to comments and things like that.
And talk back.
Yeah.
Don't be sassy. Now, on to tech. Toshiba CEO quits as accounting scandal adds up to $1.22 billion.
Did you say $1 million?
Billion
With a B.
with a B.
Oh my goodness.
Their president, CEO have stepped down. Or president and vice president have stepped down. So this has been going on since 2008, apparently. They've been tweaking numbers, let's put it that way.
This is crazy news out of Japan, both for the company of Toshiba and for the Japan market. And Japan's finance minister is actually concerned because there was another scandal like this involving the company Olympus. It wasn't that long ago. It was in 2011. That was also a $1.7 billion with a B dollar scandal. He's concerned that without corporate governance, the market could lose faith in Japan's companies. And that would be devastating for Japan, but it would affect the worldwide economy. So it's actually a really, really big story. And you can tell that where his concern stems from is the fact that this started in 2008 and it was just discovered in April.
Right.
So
why wasn't there more policing going on? Why weren't people being told to crack open their books? Why wasn't, $1 billion of overage?
Yeah, you have a company as big as Toshiba that each quarter they are reporting funds that are inflated. They were actually over-reporting their profit, which of course, it affects their stock and, investors and everything. It's a really, really big deal. And of course, the repercussions from this could be very severe for Toshiba and possibly for the Japan market.
And possibly for the world market.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily bad for any manufacturer that's in direct competition with Toshiba, though. There is an upside, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. It could be very damaging for Japan's economy.
Right, right. What the action now is to show that Japan can govern its corporations and can monitor quarterly funding to make sure that these irregularities are caught before it gets to this level, the $1 billion level.
Right.
Yeah.
So, not yet caught for any kind of $1 billion scandal is Samsung. They are launching a new Galaxy Tab. This one is the S2 tablet. And it's going to be thin and it's going to be lightweight. And we all like small and lightweight things, especially the females among us. You know, we like to slide things in our purses and just have them fit in the things that we carry. This is going to be the competitor to the iPad Air 2. The downside, obviously, is going to be the aspect ratio, which gives us the beautiful video that we're used to seeing on our handheld devices. Samsung is taking this back from the 16:9 ratio to the 4:3. So this new tablet is going to be more in the style of an e-reader or a mobile browser than your mobile YouTube device.
Yeah.
Right.
And you will also get the nice black bars in the videos that you do watch. So there is a price to pay, although there is no price on the S2 yet. You will pay a price for the smaller, lighter tablet. The specs are about what you would expect from a mid-range tablet. So I would expect that the price would be comparable to mid-range.
Right. An 8 megapixel rear camera, a 2.1 megapixel front camera. You do get a
Right.
choice, though, between a Wi-Fi tablet and a Wi-Fi and 4G tablet.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, it is mobile data.
True. True. 32 gigabytes of storage is generous.
It is, but it says you can increase that storage with a micro SD card. I mean, 32 gigs on board is quite generous.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've seen tablets that only have 6 or 8 on board for flash memory. But it is a micro SD expandable up to 128 gigabytes, which is more than generous. That's
Right.
movies, that's pictures, that's videos, that's all the things.
Right. But it's videos in 4:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be putting any of my movies onto it anytime soon. Alrighty, guys. How many of you like Tesla cars? You know, the manufacturer of all electric vehicles. Not all of the electric vehicles, just Tesla cars are completely electric. There's no gas engine on them. Tesla's new Model S will get a brand new, even sportier than sport mode, causing it to do 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. Believe it or not, that is just as fast as a Bugatti Veyron. The Tesla P85D came out with a sport mode called Insane Mode last year, which launched it from 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds, and people said, holy crap, that's fast. The new Model S in Ludicrous mode breaks that barrier by 0.3 of a second. It's a 1.1 G 0 to 60 from a dead stop to going. Linz, have you ever gone 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds?
Maybe on a roller coaster.
That's exactly how fast it is. The human body can't even fall at more than 1 G. There's too much wind resistance and things like that. The Model S gets this ability through a new 90 kilowatt motor. I'm sorry, I misread. A 70 kilowatt motor. It will be a It will be a $10,000 option for buyers. And if you want it on your P85D to get the insane mode, it's a $5,000 option. It is installable. It's just a new motor winding. Also, you can get a $3,000 90 kilowatt battery pack. That's where I was getting the 90 kilowatt battery pack upgrade. So that if you want to drive around in either ludicrous mode or insane mode, depending on which model car you have, you're not draining your battery completely very quickly. I like Teslas. I really like Teslas. I'm going to have to find video of people's face reactions.
They are, they're getting a lot of pushback from car manufacturers for obvious reasons. And this is Teslas get a lot of negative response from consumer groups for being too expensive, but for the technology that they're using, I don't really find them to be that expensive. They're about $70,000, correct?
Exactly. The
Right.
Model S is $70,000. The P85 is, I think, more expensive, but it's
Right.
also a four-door sedan. So it's made to
Right.
haul for large adults, completely electric. I mean, I know golf carts that can't haul for large adults. I've seen golf
So
carts.
in 2012, Tesla had a Roadster that they stopped building. They never released it. And they actually, right after they announced this ludicrous mode, they said that there will be one speed that is faster than ludicrous mode, but it is reserved for the next generation Roadster, which is supposed to come out in 4 years.
Yes, and it should be comparable in my speculation, my personal speculation. I think it's going to be, if not just as fast, slightly faster than the fastest production car, which is the Ariel Atom, which is powered by a 500 horsepower 3-liter V6, does 0 to 60 in 2.1 seconds. I'm betting they're going to try to break the 2-second mark. That's literally neck snapping fast.
Wow.
Lovely.
I want to test drive one.
Maybe you can watch a test drive on YouTube.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe if you pay,
But-
you won't have an ad.
Maybe.
So, YouTube hasn't signed up any TV networks for the upcoming subscription service. We all know it's coming, the new YouTube subscription service. For those who don't know, viewers can pay a fee of about $10 a month to not see any ads on any videos. So this will somewhat replace the old ad-only service that we're all used to. Now, for the actual creator, it is unknown how much revenue difference there will be, but if you do not sign up to be a part of this, then your videos will be basically set to private and unviewable. So your hand is forced there, but they're having problems getting networks such as Fox, CBS, and NBC to sign up for this program. Of course, YouTube is doing this to compete with Amazon, Netflix, and Hulu. Now, obviously, some of the problems or the missing pieces of the puzzle is it is not clear what YouTube is offering to these networks to incentivize them to join in.
Right.
Right. Go ahead, Lindsay.
What exactly is the motivation for these networks is my question. Why is the offer on the table for them? Is it the programming that they currently have on television? Because there are so many on-demand options already out there. The three that you mentioned, Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, their own websites have on-demand content, and cable providers have on-demand content. If you have Dish or Time Warner or Comcast or DirecTV, you have on-demand content from these networks. So I'm a little curious as to what YouTube's pitch is.
Right.
Um,
You also have other streaming services that are on demand that are cheaper than $10 a month, like
mhm.
Chromecast and Roku.
Right. I mean, Chromecast is a one-time fee.
Exactly. Roku is $7 a month. So I mean, $10 a month for a YouTube subscription to be ad free. If you have a smart TV too, I mean, I'm speaking as Zero, who does not own a smart TV. My TV does not have internet capability, so I can't pull up YouTube on it. I personally wouldn't pay $10 a month for it. But I'm not trying to dog on YouTube, make money. That's what we all try to do.
But it's interesting to see how this is going to, for the creator itself, for us as creators, to see how
Yes.
this is going to change with ad revenue. Because does it, are we at the point where if these companies don't sign in, are we going to end up getting the hurt of not getting what we used to? Or if these companies sign into this subscription service, are we going to make more? Is this like a huge part of the puzzle that we don't know? Because a lot of this is behind closed doors of we don't know what the contracts look like between the companies
Right. Right.
Right.
And
and how
that's
it's going to affect us.
Right.
yeah, that's a bit of a notorious problem with YouTube in particular, not necessarily Google as a whole, but YouTube, the transparency is not there a lot of times during these negotiations until they're finalized.
Right. And honestly, I haven't seen too much public reaction to the $10 a month YouTube subscription service. Hopefully, there's enough public to support it before YouTube makes the change. Google chooses to make the YouTube subscription service change.
Yeah.
As a content creator of, two channels, we've got Minus the Rumors as well as our own personal channels. Dear public, please, please be behind this.
Well, the way I understand it is if they pay the $10, they won't see the ad. If they don't pay the $10, they will still see ads and you're
Yeah.
still getting that ad
Oh,
revenue.
thank goodness for that. I've been freaking out about this actually.
We're doing away with
No, no.
ads. No, that.
It's not a huge difference for the creator. It'll be different. Not sure if it'll be better or worse, but the main difference will be for the viewer itself. That's where the bigger implications are at.
Yeah, I mean the pool of money is certainly different. And I mean with your current ads, you're getting fractions of cents for the views that you're getting. Those fractions of cents will come from a different pool for the people that are a part of this subscription service. And we don't know where that divide is. There are so many millions of us that are creating videos and monetizing them. Where is that split? What is that algorithm? We don't know.
Right. Speaking of YouTube, do you guys like our artwork on our channel here? I like it. I like the artwork that I've purchased for my channel as well from Demon Twist Designs. That's where
My new bestie.
Lindsay's new bestie. That's where we buy, or that's where we get most of our artwork. We all have full-time jobs. We don't have time to sit and play, create in After Effects for intros and things like that for a lot of the stuff we do. Some of it we do ourselves. But if we need it to look good, we usually go to Demon Twist. Check him out down below. Say, just came from the MTR podcast, just came from the MTR YouTube channel, just came from the MTR Facebook, just came from the MTR Twitter. I like their artwork because we owe all of that to him.
Yeah. And that is his artwork is on the MTR channel and all three of our personal channels, Not Quite Nerds, Crimson Rose, and Zero Plays Games. So there are a lot of amazing examples to choose from. You can find him on YouTube, see all of the intros that he's done for all of us and several of our friends. And he's super, super, super fast.
And friendly.
Yes.
I would like to make it clear that he has done artwork for all of the Mindcrackers.
Yes.
Yes.
As well as their Mindcrack podcast as well.
Yes. He
So-
will give you his full attention.
So, how many of you guys watched the VMAs last year? I know I was busy working. I did not get to check it either on demand or live. And I'm usually good for watching the VMAs, if nothing else, for the live performances. I do remember watching one a couple of years ago with a certain foam finger on one of those live performances. And a man that I looked up to. I didn't really look up to him. I enjoyed his music, Robin Thicke. Anyway, the person that sang Blurred Lines with him on stage so many years ago is hosting this year's VMAs on August 20th? August 30th. I can't remember what day it is. I know it's in August.
30th.
The 30th. Thank you, Crimson. Yes, August 30th. Miley Cyrus is hosting the VMAs this year. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It's definitely going to be a VMA to watch, if not to record. Miley has been known for outrageous acts at live performances, especially if they are broadcast, and putting her behind the host podium for the entire show, it could either be a very good thing or a bad thing for MTV. A couple of years ago, she smoked the marijuana on stage. The Robin Thicke performance. Then there was a performance last year, I believe, with giant cat heads. Stuffed cat heads. Either way, it grabs a lot of public attention. A lot of public attention.
I think that's the bet that MTV is probably taking. MTV is not as big as of a network as they used to be, and Miley Cyrus garners a lot of attention, and even people that don't like her watch what she's doing just so that they can talk about it.
Exactly. Even people that don't like her keep up with what she is doing just so that they can, keep her not relevant, but they can keep an eye on her. It seems like everybody wonders what Miley is up to.
Right. How many people look to YouTube for that video of the foam finger after it happened so that they could, disapprove of it after watching it?
Right. It seems like
So-
every week Miley is in the news, one place or another. And,
Yeah.
I'm hoping she doesn't do anything that earns the VMAs a TVMA rating. Literally. But
I would bet that they're hedging their bets on her drawing a large audience. I would also bet that there was a lengthy contract to sign.
yes.
So, last weekend, Ant-Man dropped in theaters. Over the weekend, it got $58 million. That was just shy of their projected, which was 60 to 65. So they just missed that. However, it was the second worst opening for a Marvel comic movie in history. However, that was only surpassed by The Incredible Hulk in 2008. But even though it was a low first weekend for this movie, the projected profit for this movie is ridiculous. This movie was actually made on a budget of $130 million, which for Marvel is actually pretty small.
Right.
They're expected to make a lot of money off this thing. The reason for a small box opening for the weekend is it's a lesser known superhero, and less people are going to go see it. However, I personally saw it the weekend it came out. Absolutely amazing. I highly recommend you go see this movie and take the family with you.
I haven't seen it yet, but I love Paul Rudd. He is hilarious.
I haven't seen it, but I just saw the trailer the other night. I can't say that I will go see, but I definitely might. I'll probably wind up. I'll probably wind up over at the theater with some friends, and yeah, they're gonna get some of my money too, guaranteed.
So on the small screen, Kumail Nanjiani is the star of Silicon Valley, one of the stars of Silicon Valley. He had an amazing week. If you follow him on Twitter, you will know that the show Silicon Valley was nominated for an Emmy, 7 to be exact. Things like Best Comedy, Best Directing, Best Writing. He joked on Twitter that it was also nominated for Coolest People, which must have been a new category. But what you may not know about Kumail is he is a major X-Files fan. Really, really, really crazy into the X-Files. In fact, he hosts the X-Files podcast. Yes, he has a podcast. It's all about the X-Files. So in addition to the Emmy nominations that Silicon Valley got, he actually got to guest star in an episode of the X-Files with a director that is one of his favorite directors. And if you check out his Twitter, he's got pictures with David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson. He had a great time. He says he kind of lost it when he got the script with his name on it. So I love Silicon Valley. I love the X-Files. Seeing these two things come together and seeing this guy have such a fantastic time getting to guest star with basically his idols is a really, really fun story to keep track of. So definitely check that out. Chris Hardwick works on the, not Chris Hardwick, Joel Hale works on the show as well. So definitely look into that. It's an interesting twist.
Speaking of interesting twists, how many of you play Cards Against Humanity? I know Linz has. I know Crimson did down at ArcadiaCon with us. Did you enjoy it?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I have many friends, family members as well, that play Cards Against Humanity. Now, I've never had a question with the game. The rules are pretty clear. But Cards Against Humanity has a customer service department. However, you cannot reach it by phone. They do have a phone number. In fact, it is 312-756-0834. That directs you to the Cards Against Humanity customer service hotline, which is only useful for about 10 seconds when they tell you to send them an email or go to their website. What you'll find there after that 10 seconds is a complete switchboard full of hilarity. There's an entire request tree, basically. Push 1 for English, push 2 for Spanish. I didn't push 2 for Spanish because I can't speak it. I know my little brother can, but I don't think I would find it as funny. Anyway, there's many lists on the English side, such as business inquiries, sales inquiries, requests, and inside each of those you'll find another long lists of things like candy from the Harry Potter universe, insults, songs where they say, we're trying to direct you to a customer service representative, please choose your hold music. There's a list of songs that you can choose to listen to. It will play the entire song and then direct you right back to the main page. It is a good time. For those of you that don't know, Cards Against Humanity is basically apples to apples, except an adult version of it. It's rated 17 and up.
Yeah. It should probably be 25 and up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So if you are really, really bored and you need something to do, or if you're at work and your phone lines are not monitored.
Yep.
And MTR did not suggest that at all by any means. Give them a call and navigate their phone tree. It really is funny. As soon as I found out about this story that Ed found, I called and I listened to a few songs
Yes.
and I went through a few menus.
Yes. Once again, folks, that number is 312-756-0834.
All right, guys. Well, that brings us to the end of tonight's show. Thank you for joining us on the Minus the Rumors podcast. If you would like to rewatch the podcast or you missed a portion of it, then please check the YouTube Minus the Rumors YouTube channel. That is the link for that is in the description below. And be sure to also hit that follow button and all those wonderful things. Is out on Twitter, and we will see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.